Okay, so I'm tired of hearing. I have to make this video. I'm trying to figure out how I can. I wanted to start it with something that sounded nice. Well, I'll link my description into. I'll link in the description of this video what the perfect world would look like. I've already done all that thinking for you. It seems like I have to solve every single problem here. It seems like most of these people here are just either incompetent or, I mean, in their defense, they didn't grow up with a library in their pocket like I did. Like, all the old people are really stupid here is what I'm trying to say. Like, they're very, very stupid, very ignorant, very dumb, and don't think outside the box very much. They understand, like, usually they'll be very smart in one field, but they don't have like a grasp of like everything. So they, like I said, they'll be smarter in one thing, and then they're just complete idiots in the other. But again, I don't blame them for that. It's they didn't have a library in their pocket. They're like I've had pretty much my entire life. So, and even then, it's like people that of my generation that have had, most people in my generation that also had a library in their pocket their entire lives aren't the type to try to pursue the amount of knowledge that I have. Most of them get kind of lost in the sauce, which is understandable. Again, the society is basically trash, but we're going to get to that. So we can't, so the big thing is how to solve the problem. Obviously, you can't, these people, whether it's in the military, the police force, this entire society, this entire society was built on people that are basically self-conscious losers. So it's like, if you well, I look at like the people in history that went to war, the guys with the guns and were like shooting each other. It's like if that's what you think of humans, is that humans, like other humans, need shot, that means you think of humans as like animals, and you're a piece of shit. It makes you a piece of shit. It makes you a fucking loser. It makes you a bitch. Like this. So as far as like to be able to solve this problem without, you can't fist fight these people. You can't go to the politicians and be like, hey, if you care so much about being in charge and ruining people's lives, are you willing to fight for it? They're not. They're not willing to fight for it. They're willing to, the way these, whether it's the highest at the military, highest at the police, at the government, the only way that they are ever going to be able to be the best looking guy in the room, be able to be the smartest guy in the room, to be able to be the most athletic person in the room, to be the one that the chicks want. The only way they're ever going to pull that off is if everyone else is dead. So that's literally how they look at the that's just that's their reality. When that's your reality, when your reality is, I have to invent a system where everyone looks the same, like as ugly as me, basically bald, can't grow facial hair. Like that's what the military, police force, they always make you shave and cut your hair so you can look like a bald, ugly motherfucker. That's what this is. That's who. What was, all of them were wearing wigs back in the day. That's what America is bald guy land. It's bitch ass bald dudes. That's what. And that, like I said, they won't fist fight you. Like they've always walked around with guns, hatchets, whatever, this, that, and the third. They're bitches. They're not going to hand fight. And we're seeing it in the UFC now. The UFC is getting ran by dudes with, and all the baldies. So the baldies came over here with the blacks, and they hung out with the Chinese and the natives here. Again, more bald-faced people. And they take all the steroids in the world, all these, pick a sport, pick an American sport, it's just filled with guys taking PEDs, not so much steroids these days because they didn't like the side effects of steroids that, anyway, but they're all taking a PED of some sort. And it's even more in the UFC. So, but the every Eastern European guys that look like this, that grow natural fucking, we don't need to take testosterone or steroids to be fucking strong. They're fucking the UFC is getting ran by the Eastern Europeans. It's pretty much every fight, every league gets ran by guys that have natural, don't have to take the testosterone, the steroids. Guess what? You can inject yourself with testosterone. That's fine, but once you burn it off, you can't keep up with the dude that's making it naturally every second of every day, every breath, every heartbeat. So, like I said, getting back to the point, I mean, like I said, it's not to, just because you're not a person that can make the natural testosterone, you're not the biggest, strongest, fastest guy. And it boils down to these people being so self-conscious. Like if I told you that you were gonna be born, if I told you were gonna be born weaker than everyone else, that every single month you were gonna suffer miserably once you hit a certain age, that you were gonna look good for, like, the second you look good, something can happen that would totally change your looks for the rest of your life. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, I'm talking about women. So women, and this gets back to they ruin society because, not they ruin women. I love women to death, but it's this society has created women with a mindset that, what I'm saying is when you're self-conscious, when you are compensating, you basically become like, you're a loser. Like, you remember that, like, everyone's had that friend in the friend group that's like tries way too hard to make everyone like them, and everyone looks at them like, hey, you're trying too hard, can you just like dial it back? That's how women. Or if I told you were going to be born and you're going to be born and the only way that you could get stronger or faster is that you were going to have to take some other substance that other individuals wouldn't have to take, that you couldn't do this with your hair. If I told you couldn't do that, if I told you that you're going to be born in a body that's the same color as the excrement that comes out of your body, like, you might overcompensate for shit. Some of these people are all overcompensating. So whether it's they're overcompensating for their looks, their weakness, their lack of intelligence, they're all overcompensating to, and it's just misery loves company. They're miserable people, and they just want to make, if they're able to make other people miserable, they will. So how do we solve the problem? Because the only way they want to solve the problem is us normal people getting guns, and then like people dying, because they want the good looking people, the naturally strong, the naturally smart. I don't know if that's necessarily possible to be naturally smart, but they want people to die so that they have a chance to be like, oh, when they're sitting in their little baldy, ugly fucking compound somewhere, baldy, ugly, weakling compound somewhere, and that they send out all these little puppets, these other miserable. I see the military these days, it's nothing but fatties and transgenders and fucking, just like I said, these fucking skin face lacking natural tests, like dudes having to take steroids just to pass tests, like just a bunch of fucking wimps. And if it's a system, I can understand them saying like, that's irregardless. The point is getting to solve the problem. You remember like when you would, like, I don't know if you remember Go Fish, like you want to match the fish with the fish. You want to match the lawnmower with the lawnmower. You want to match the basketball with the basketball. Like, hey, you got a basketball? You're looking for the, what was it, Go Fish, or what was that game where it was like Go Fish was with like, do you have a 10? That was like numbers, but there was one that was um like objects and stuff like that. But the point I'm trying to make is, so the system is trash, whether it's insurance, the way the tax system is, the way the education system is, the way the roads are, the way, I mean, it's just the banking system. It's endless. It goes on and on. As far as like if you could answer this question, which you're not going to be able to, if we have enough food and water to feed everyone, why do we have to work? And there's no good answer to that question, really. Now, we would still, the question is, you still have to ration. Like that, you could have abundance, but if everyone just, we could potentially easily run out of product if people don't at least ration. But the point is, this, with the amount of money we put in with taxes and insurance and all these different bullshit things, trash ideas, and the amount of technology we have, we should all be working like maybe 10 hours a week at these basically all these systems that are designed to poison us, the poison in the food, the poison in the drinks, the poison in the, I'm trying to think of one place that isn't like poison. I guess the grocery store, where like the produce section is the one place that it's like not, that's neither here nor there. So, but we're gonna get into that. I'm trying to make this quick as possible, but like when you're changing the world, it's I'm sorry if it's taking me more than just one quick sentence. When you're showing how to change the world the right way without a bunch of people dying, because I can get you laid, uglies. Like the system, my perfect system, there's gonna be a yearly trip of like single people, and guess what? Whether it's guys or girls, and they'll get rounded up. Like we'll know if you're single. Like we'll know, and it'll just line up. Whether there'll be a guy day and a girl day, line up naked, and you're just gonna get just people just walking past you. I guess there's a way. There's more. It'll be like more beautiful. It won't be like you have to like necessarily be there naked, because nowadays we have like technology, so it's gonna be like a picture of you, and then like someone could stop and be like, "That's what you look like." You can be sitting there, yeah, like just sitting there eating a meal or whatever it is. Like it'll be like more beautiful, but it'll be more, better than it is now. But that's, so getting to how do we change it? So these systems are trash, right? Whether it's the education system, the insurance system, the tax system, the militaries throughout the world, they're all trash, right? The sports teams, they're all filled with cheaters and PED takers. They're trash. So, like if I go back to again, so this two questions. I promise I'm gonna get into it. This video is almost done. I promise. If we have enough food and water to feed and drink everyone, why do we have to work? Period. All of our homes should be filled with gardens that basically run ourselves, and that would be 90% of our job. So to fix this system of the trash system, whether it's the housing trash, the housing, all these most of these buildings, 90% of these buildings are trash built. Mostly 90% of buildings that are built should be basically like indoor gardens is what they should be, because we have UV lights. We can create artificial sunlight. We can do water systems that that should be most people's jobs. Most people should be able to chill out and relax and educate themselves and learn to do something useful, to be like a first responder, or essentially you could have everyone in your entire country educated to be able to like perform surgeries. Like people would have that much free time and food and water and relaxed time, and it could be so, we could literally have heaven on earth if this world out here, if that world out there was what was in here, like it would be the most beautiful thing possible. That's just it. That's all it is. So how do we fix it? Because they won't fist fight us. They want people to they want a war because that's the only chance they have to be, again, the best looking, the smartest, the most confident in the room. Otherwise, they're ugly. Um, so all these trash systems, and that's how we do it. So and that was what I was going back to day one. Everyone, humans need food and water. If we have enough food and water, why do we have to work? Good question. Also going back to day one, if I told you day one you were on this planet, there was no technology, this, that, and the other, you had some and you needed food for that day. So you're in the jungle somewhere and you need food for that day, and you've got a dude that's making a spear. He's out, looking for food. He's out hunting, and then you got two other guys that are like throwing a rock back and forth to each other. Basically, what I'm saying is an athlete shouldn't be getting paid more than someone that builds homes, that makes sure your trash gets picked up. Athletes should not be getting paid more than someone that does something that's actually productive to society. That's especially when they're taking PEDs. It'd be different if they were like naturally just beasts, but they're not. So that was the other part I wanted to get to. How do we fix the system? So I think it'd be really simple, and we need your help, trash guys, or every single person. When you have your route to work, you have your route to your slave job that takes most of your money. You have as do I. I have my route to my slave job that I'm basically forced to do to survive. It takes up most of my time, takes away from my time to be doing things that I could enjoy doing. I wish I had the money to be able to start my own indoor garden, but I don't. I have to take a huge loan from the bank, and they take most of it, and yada yada yada. They might even want to get rid of me just because it's such a good idea, but they'd be like, "Why? What are you trying to do? Change the world?" Yeah, you fucking ugly fucking retards. I am trying to. So if you have a route, I promise you, on your route, you pass an insurance company, you pass a gas station that has the tax on it. If you think about, I think one of the healthiest things that could happen to the U.S. is if you went to every gas station and just take the canned goods out and the fresh produce, and you just burnt that motherfucker down. Be careful with we need the gas, but there's not, I guarantee you can't name, and the water, the fresh water, and the juices, the water and juices, water, juice, and the canned goods are usually mostly horrible for you. But the water and the juice, every single other thing in a gas station is pretty damn horrible for you. But let's leave the gas stations for alone. That's more of we get there to if it's more extreme. Because it's like, the stuff's unhealthy, but if you're smart and can moderate yourself, it's unhealthy, but you can do it in a way that it's not going to fucking poison you right this second, or poison you at all. I said, I'm sorry, I apologize, gas station, I went hard on you. I said, most of your stuff is unhealthy, but it's kind of on individuals to know to moderate themselves and enjoy those things that have way too much sugar, way too much salt, way too much alcohol. Enjoy those things in moderation. But what I'm more trying to say is everyone has a route that passes some insurance company, some, whether it's maybe not police department. Sure, you could do police department. Some road construction company, some tow truck company, some shit. I even want to say hospital, but I would stick more to the insurance companies. Some, maybe you pass like a jail, or maybe you pass a courthouse or a medical, well, not medical facility, but what I'm saying is these trash ideas need to be where the trash goes. Like, if it's, what I'm saying is, and so the what they're gonna try to do is, again, because most of these police officers get off on they're losers, and so they want to make other people be literally losers, like lose their time and freedom. They want to make people lose their freedom because they're losers. Misery loves company. So they want to arrest people. So that's where if you get arrested for littering, even though you're not littering, you're just putting the trash where the trash is supposed to go with the trash people, whether it's the insurance company, the public office building, these big those skyscrapers in New York that are filled with the stock market people. Everyone should you should take your trash there. That's where your trash should go, not to the dump, not to the not to the dump where it literally. If you didn't know this, money does grow on like trees. Like all they do with our trash is take it and like you can make trash all biodegradable. They turn into biofuel basically. So our trash that they want us to pick up and throw it away. They don't want us to know. They don't want us to not know. Of course we can know. They'll teach us, but they don't want us to be able to do the process of knowing how to just take biodegradable. And again, I'm lying. They do teach that kind of stuff, but to be able to, they only want to be able you to be able to do it if they can then tax you on it, or like get a piece. They only want to do things if they get a piece. You to do things if they get a piece of the pie. They don't want anyone to just like be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. They want to take your fruits. And not even that's like that's a whole different like it's one thing like sharing food. Like like I said, if we had a society that was basically everyone's job was to grow food, like grow food and become educated enough that if there was an emergency, a medical emergency, you could handle it. That there were, if everyone contributed a part of their crop or whatever, it was like I said, if the world out here was what was in here, this world, we would all be having so much fun. I promise. But so I think that's the first step. But they're gonna want to try to arrest people for littering, and that's where we gotta get every single cop that doesn't arrest, because you are a shitty cop at that point because you're not understanding what the hell's going on. If you're a cop that arrests someone, you got to get their name and badge number. So then we know that okay. If your route to your fucking slave job takes you past that fucking shitty cop's house, the trash needs to go there because we need to put the trash where the trash needs to go. And it'd be awesome if you trash people that work for the trash companies could help us out, get us started on this. Like, don't dump your truck, don't take your trucks to the dump. Take your truck to the fucking mayor's house. Go and dump it in front of a fucking a trucking, one of those not a trucking, the tow truck guys that just fucking just a system designed just for bullshit. An insurance company. Go dump it at what's another good one? So that's what we start with. That's what you got to start with. Yeah, dump it at the mayor's house. Dump it at one of these road construction places that never fucking, all the roads are always fucking horrible. Go dump it at one of those. Like these people, go dump it at don't go dump it at the White House. A lot of our, like in DC, every piece of trash should end up on the fucking just on the White House, like in the White House's front lawn, pretty much. Sorry, Donald, you got to be there for that, but that's what needs to happen. The trash needs to go where the trash needs to be with the trash. So we have human trash, whether it's the IRS, the fucking insurance companies, we have human trash. So all of our physical trash needs to go where the human trash is. And that's how it starts. That's where we start. And if there's not progress from there, I'll get back to you. But that's where we start. All the trash goes where the trash is. All the physical trash goes where the human trash is. That makes sense? That's the gist of this. And if we don't get anywhere from there, I'll come back and talk to you. Because there's levels to this. And if it's, like I said, you need to pick a side, whether you're a police officer or a military person. You need to pick a side now. And realize, do you want to be on the losers? Like the ugly fucking dorks that are trying to hold power and that they only have because their grandpappy was so-and-so? Or do you want to be on the side of humanity and seeing a future that You probably don't have children because you're an ugly loser that's only doing your job because you want to ruin other people's lives. But you, in this system, in the system that's in this brain, everyone has a kid. Promise. Guarantee it. Because there's just technology that's able to be, that literally, that's like I said, we'll get there. I'll get to it. Like I said, I'd like to sit down and I just have other stuff I need to be doing. Otherwise, I'd elaborate. I could sit here and talk. I could probably talk for 24 hours explaining this system, this imperfection in detail and super detail. But again, this is how we start. This is how you start. And I might do it. I might cut it. So I might cut to that part where I'm talking about, fuck it. We'll do the whole thing, the whole bit. I may cut that part or do like a second one right here where I just kind of explain that. How would I go about doing that? The trash needs to go. Yeah, I'll just cut that part. The physical trash needs to go where the human trash is. And that's how we start from there. Yes, the White House needs covered with trash. The fucking, pretty much every senator's house or where the governor's mansion, they all need, that's where the trash needs to go. Or every insurance company, your trash needs to get dumped on their front lawn. Like it doesn't need to go to, the tow truck companies, probably most of the police systems, the jails. They're not rehabilitating people in there usually. They're just they're just ruining people's lives. Probably like I said, a lot of these sports teams where they're just PED guys. They're guys that are just taking performance enhancement stuff. Now I do say sometimes I give those guys a benefit of doubt. Is that I don't. Sometimes I think they don't know they're taking PEDs. I think people are like sneaking it in, whether it's in their food or giving them a shot in their sleep or whatever the fuck it might be, whatever insidious kind of stuff that goes on there that's in the world of sports. Yes, the physical trash needs that's just how we start. And then further instructions to follow, but that's how because these people have lost their humanity. One of the first things to do as a human when you come out is basically you smile or you cry or you're somewhere in the middle. And I think where am I going with that? It's like these people are in a constant state of crying, like anger. Like they just, I'm not the most handsome. I can't grow facial hair unless I take a certain pill, or I lose my hair unless I take this special pill, or I don't get muscles unless I take this special shot, or I don't grow taller unless I take this special thing, or I'm the same color as poo, or I'm weaker than an entire half of my species, or every month my life is miserable. You have all these people that are so self-conscious and they're just overcompensate. They either overcompensate or they trying to make other people as miserable as they are. And it's just like it's so weird that so many people are like that. But it's not that weird because the society is really trash. And so people are so miserable that it's like, it is really on people. Like I said, I don't always put it on people's self-conscious or they're trying to overcompensate. I only put it, people are trying so hard to overcompensate because the society is set up to make it so hard on them and make them struggle and make them feel self-conscious and feel the need they need to overcompensate. The trash needs to go, the physical trash needs to go where the human trash is. That's how we start. More instructions to follow. I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. Again, I seriously do. I love humans to death. I wish the world we would be having so much fun if what was in here was out there. Yeah.